Let's talk about Snow Crash, Neal Stephenson's 1992 cyberpunk fever dream that's equal parts brilliant, chaotic, and utterly absurd. This is a book where the main character is literally named Hiro Protagonist, a sword-swinging, pizza-delivering, hacker extraordinaire who lives in a storage unit and spends his free time in the metaverse. If that setup doesn't give you a sense of the tone, buckle up, because this book takes cyberpunk, adds a shot of tequila, and then sets the whole thing on fire. The plot kicks off when Hiro, delivering pizza for a mafia-run Domino's franchise, because why not, crosses paths with YT, a teenage courier with a skateboard and a serious disregard for authority. Together, they stumble into a conspiracy involving a digital drug called Snow Crash. But here's the kicker: Snow Crash isn't just a drug. It's a virus that can infect both computers and human brains. Yes, Stephenson decided that one world-ending concept wasn't enough, so he threw in two, just to keep things interesting. Now, Snow Crash isn't your average dystopian novel. The world Stephenson paints is a chaotic mess of corporate city-states, privatized everything, and a metaverse that feels disturbingly close to what Mark Zuckerberg thinks he's building. It's a future where America has franchised itself into oblivion, and the line between satire and prophecy is so thin, you could cut it with Hiro's katana. Stephenson's vision of the metaverse, complete with avatars, virtual real estate, and online economies, was wildly ahead of its time. But let's be real, it's also a world where a samurai hacker fights a harpoon-wielding villain named Raven, so you kind of just have to go with it. Speaking of Raven, let's talk about the characters. Hiro is your classic cyberpunk antihero, too cool for his own good, armed with swords, sarcasm, and a penchant for getting in over his head. YT is his perfect foil, a snarky, street-smart teen who steals every scene she's in. And then there's Raven, a nihilistic, nuclear-powered killing machine with a motorcycle and a chip on his shoulder. Yes, nuclear-powered. This is the kind of book where you don't ask questions, you just let the chaos wash over you. What sets Snow Crash apart, though, isn't just the wild plot or the over-the-top characters. It's the way Stephenson weaves in big, brainy ideas about language, culture, and technology. At its core, this is a story about the power of words, literally. The ancient Sumerian language plays a central role, and Stephenson turns linguistic theory into a plot device so intricate, it might make Noam Chomsky weep. It's equal parts fascinating and completely bonkers. Imagine if the Da Vinci Code had been written by someone who actually knew what they were talking about. But for all its brilliance, Snow Crash isn't without its flaws. Stephenson has a tendency to go on tangents that feel less like storytelling and more like he's showing off how much he knows about ancient civilizations or network protocols. It's like having a friend who's both a genius and completely insufferable at trivia night. The pacing can also be uneven. One moment you're in a high-speed chase through the metaverse, and the next you're knee-deep in an info dump about Sumerian mythology. It's a lot to take in, but somehow it works. What really makes Snow Crash special is how much it gets the human condition, even in a world that feels absurdly exaggerated. Beneath the layers of satire and sword fights, there's a biting critique of hypercapitalism, corporate greed, and our obsession with technology. The book is funny, darkly, cynically funny, but it's also eerily prescient. The metaverse might have seemed like science fiction in 1992, but today, it feels uncomfortably close to reality. Stephenson didn't just imagine the future, he warned us about it. And predictably, we ignored him. So is Snow Crash a masterpiece? Absolutely, but it's a messy one. It's the kind of book that throws everything at you: action, philosophy, humor, and absurdity, and dares you to keep up. Some parts are brilliant, some are ridiculous, and some are so out there, you'll wonder what Stephenson was on when he wrote it. But that's the charm. Snow Crash is unapologetically itself, and in a genre that can sometimes take itself too seriously, that's a breath of fresh air. If you haven't read it, you should. Not just because it's a cornerstone of cyberpunk, or because it predicted half of Silicon Valley's business model, but because it's fun. It's smart, irreverent, and wildly entertaining. And if you can get through the dense passages about Sumerian linguistics without your brain melting, you might just walk away with a new appreciation for the weird, wonderful mess that is the future. So, here's the bottom line. Snow Crash is a chaotic masterpiece that's as relevant today as it was when it first hit the shelves. Whether you're here for the cyberpunk aesthetic, the action-packed plot, or the deep philosophical underpinnings, there's something in it for you. Just don't take it too seriously, because if there's one thing Neal Stephenson taught us, it's that even in a dystopia, there's always room for a little dark humor. Cheers!